beginning the day straight away, right? We're going right off the bat. We're going right off the bat here. This is like starting our day the right way. We're starting our day intentionally. It's about intentions. It's about intentions in every single moment. It's about intentions. It's always about our intentions in whatever moment we're in. What we're thinking about while that moment is passing us by, that is what we're creating. We are creating what we're thinking about. Our intentions are being created. Whether we realize it or not, unconsciously or consciously, we are creating what we are thinking about as the moment goes by. It goes with our intentions. It goes from our intentions. Our thoughts create our reality. So we're building our day right from the ground, right from the first things that we say. We are building our day with our intentions right here, right now. So here's what we're doing. We are going to put out right now what we want to create. So we're going to talk about it, you and I. I'm going to tell you that I'm approaching 50 and I want to be 50 and fit. I want to be my best fucking self at 50. And what I mean by that is I want to put all of my past behind me. Like, I don't want my past to have an effect in my future. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I don't want what's happened to me.
We've all been there. It's happened to all of us.
We've all done that.
Yeah.
We've all had shit.
Yeah.
We've all got trauma, and we don't want the trauma to be affecting the future. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be a slave to my past anymore.
So you've got to be proactive in your approach, and that all starts with intentions.
And that all
thoughts,
begins with
decisions.
What we're thinking and saying.
Right? And then doing.
Thinking, saying, and doing creates our reality.
Thoughts lead to words. Words lead to actions. Actions lead to values. This becomes who you are.
And then you acting upon those things. Whether you're consciously or unconsciously, you're acting on your values, your beliefs, the things you stand for, you believe in. So you come right to the beginning, and you say intentionally, I'm saying intentionally, I want to invite everything up from my past. I want to call up my shadow. I want to call up my past, and I want to forgive it all.
And confront it.
I want to look at it. I want to assess it.
Don't hide from it.
I'm not hiding from it. I'm saying, look at, I want to heal my relationship with myself. I want to love myself fully. I want to improve my relationship with my wife. I want to love her completely. And that does not mean judging her, comparing her, or changing her. That means loving her just as she is. Like meeting her with my very best love. I want to love myself and love my wife and everyone else in my life as I love myself. So first I got to love me, and I want to love my wife as I love myself. I want to love my kids as I love myself. I want to love my clients as I love myself. I want to love my world like I love me. I want to put behind all of the shit that's happened to me in my life. It was all necessary.
Yeah. It all turned you into the man you are right now.
I needed it to happen.
Yeah.
So I got no more resentment for it.
No.
I got no more hate or anger toward anyone or anything in my life. I'm inviting all of me up. I'm embracing it in my heart. I'm forgiving it all. And I'm deciding today, I'm committing today to moving forward with love for myself, complete love for myself, and love for everyone in my life. That's what I am intending today.
That's a great intention. Amazing.
You go for it, brother.
Yeah.
Let me hear what's on your heart today. Let me hear what you're saying.
Well, I've had a lot of challenges in my life as well. You know, I've been working with you now for the last couple of weeks, and you know, we've been calling up these shadows. We've been calling up this energy, and it's stirred up some shit in my life, and it's forced me to up my game and be more accountable to myself, and realize that the decisions that I was making weren't exactly in my best interest, and I need to change that. So sometimes you got to take a hard look at yourself, hard look at your behaviors and your decisions, or maybe even your intentions, and make a conscious effort to change that. So I've committed myself to coming and operating from a place of love. Love, and I mean love for everything and everybody. I don't feel any hate. I don't feel any bad feelings. I don't feel any resentment. I don't feel any jealousy towards any other person. And I feel like a changed man. I've gone through like a metamorphosis in the last little while. And it's been going on for some time now. And I feel the change. I feel the shift. And it's no mistake that you and I are aligning ourselves in what we're doing. And I'm going to be a part of the online summit. You know, I've been reaching out to people and telling them, you know, the amazing things that's been happening in my life. You know, it's as soon as I change I can see when I'm thinking not what I should be thinking, and then what happens. I can see how it manifests. I've experienced it more and more and more over time. You know, I'm 41 years old. You know, I want to be, 45 in the very, very best shape of my life. I'm giving myself another 4 years to really clean myself up and to really rid my body of all of this pain that's trapped inside of all my joints, and in my heart and everywhere. You know, like it's trapped in my knees, it's trapped in my hips, it's trapped in all everywhere. Right. So I'm gonna I've cutting sugar out of my life. Refined sugar is gone. It is poison and toxic to our system, and that's going to be a huge first step. And I'm leaning towards the raw food, vegan diet, gluten-free diet. All of these things all together has created amazing opportunities in my life. You know, I have an opportunity to surround myself with the very best people in their fields. This is no accident. This was my intention. This is what I wanted, and somehow I manifested this for myself. You know, through hard work. You know, I put myself through the grind all the time. You know, I don't sit around and I'm not lazy. You know, so I think through your thoughts and your actions can lead you to greatness, can lead you to great things. And I'm just on the cusp now. I'm on the cusp of greatness, and I know I'm where I need to be. So I'm feeling excitement. I'm feeling excitement. I feel the energy. Yeah. I feel when we work together and we do our emotion movement, and I can feel connected to you. I can feel connected to the earth. I can feel like the energy. I can even feel the energy from your dog. You know, like it's like I feel everything around me. I've been very empathic all my life. I've been able to feel what other people feel without even, and I was confused by it. I didn't know what it was when I was young. I was like, why am I feeling this? Like, I don't know what it is. Right? So I've been able to tune into these little powers that we all have secret powers. You know, we're all blessed with certain gifts. Right, so I've been able to turn this I thought it was a curse when I was younger, but I've been able to realize that it's actually a blessing.
So this is it. It's forgiving ourselves. It's forgiving ourselves of all of the incorrect thoughts and words that we're holding against ourselves. We got to forgive ourselves, and we got to forgive everybody else. We really got to forgive everybody else, and just not hold any grudges. We got to put everything behind us, and we're moving forward. Striving for our very best from now going forward. We're getting ready to put our best
if you
forward.
can think of any relationships in your life that are strained, anything where there's forgiveness that needs to be had, if it needs to be you to be the one to be the bigger person and to take that step forward and say, look, I was wrong. I reacted from a place of hate or anger or jealousy or resentment or any of these negative emotions that can really cause problems in our life. Just forgive it. And the forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. It's so you can release yourself from that bondage in your soul. So you gotta just forgive and take that step forward and really put your best foot forward and set an intention to forgive these people and to try and repair those relationships.
Awesome.
There's a few people that I still need to forgive. There's just a few people that are on my list that
there's still some more to do.
That I need to take that step.
There's still some more to do, right? So, I'm a little older, and I've just been through it enough, a few more times maybe, and I'm maybe a little more clear about where I want to be and what I want to create now. I'm just getting a little more clarity, maybe, and I'm finding more peace in all of my life, in all of my relationships, and I'm ready now to grow and expand and really share what I've learned with the world, which is a lot. Really, really ready to share what I've learned with the world. And so now that we've spoken about it, the first thing you got to do, you got to think and you got to speak about, what's on your heart. As you wake up in the morning, you got to allow yourself to just be with what's in your mind. So, you get up, the first thing you start to come to consciousness, don't try to force your thoughts, just observe them. Don't react to them. Just assess them. Just watch them. Yeah, just observing what's there. And then now here we are speaking about it. When two or more come together, that's where the power is, right? So when we collect ourselves and we speak about it, we're putting it out there, and then now we're intending to move forward from here, and we're going to do that actually with our breath. Now we're going to bring our thoughts, our words, our feelings. Feelings are a result of what we think and say and do. We feel the way we do because of what we're thinking, what we're saying, and what we're doing. The way that we feel is a result. So the way that we feel is an effect of a cause. The cause is the thoughts, the words, and the actions. Those are the cause. The effect is the feeling they cause. The feeling that they cause. So we want to affect the way we feel by changing the way we think, the way we speak, and the things that we do. Right? So the first thing in the morning, we're getting up, we're thinking about things, we're not reacting to them, we're just watching, observing, and then all of a sudden, intentionally we get into it and we say, this is what I want to do now. I want to improve my relationships. That starts with my relationship with me. I want to love myself fully. And then I want to love everybody else just the same way that I love myself. This is the golden rule, right? Love your brother as you love yourself.
Love thy neighbor.
Yes, love thy neighbor.
Even in the Bible.
That's right. This is the golden rule, right? So now we've professed it. We've spoken about it. When we say it to each other, we make ourselves accountable to each other. Now someone else has heard it. And so now someone else is going to say, well, didn't you say this last time? Well, didn't you say that? That makes us go, oh, yeah, there's an incongruence there. And then we see it. And then maybe we can go and fix it or act on it or take the action steps to correct the incongruence. That's what an accountability partner does. That's what coaching is. It's saying it so that the other person can say, hey, is that what you were saying last time or not? And that's how we see it. We bring it to the light. We call it up, we speak about it, and we bring it to the light, and that's how it gets changed. That's how we burn it out, right? That's how it goes. And all of it is good. All of it is important, necessary, and good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of breath work. We're going to start our day with breath work. We started our day with intentions. Our next step is to introduce some breath work. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to do what I call a power moment. And this is where we are collecting ourselves. So I'm going to start up my clock here so that we've got some track of time, right? Because what I want to do is I want to do 3 rounds of a couple minutes, and join in with us if you like. I'm recording this today so that anyone could join in anytime with us. This works on a recording just as much as it's working in real life for us. We're going to spend a couple of minutes right now working on our breath, because each moment is a breath. And we've already talked about it. It's in the moment that the power is. Exactly. So we want to come into the power, we want to summon the power, and we want to use the power in our life. So we're going to use the power of our moments, and a moment is an in-breath and an out-breath. So we're going to be collecting our breaths together. We're going to be breathing together. We're going to be drawing energy through the system together while we're thinking and speaking about the things that are most important to us. So we're powering up the things that are most important to us, the things that are on our hearts, the things that are in our soul, the things that we care about and love the most, right? Our intentions. So we're gonna try to take a breath as deep as we can, bring in as much oxygen as we can. It's gonna look like this. And then a full exhale. And when we breathe out, I want that forced expiration. So as we move through, you'll find that you'll be able to take deeper breaths and maybe exhale a little bit more. But we're gonna work on this for 2 minutes. Our deepest in-breath, our deepest exhale, a full expiration where we're a forced expiration, really trying to get everything out, and then taking in oxygen again. We're gonna do that for 2 minutes, and then we're gonna hold our breath for a minute if we can. If you can't make it to a minute, that's okay. We're gonna try to hyperoxygenate, really fire oxygen into our body for 2 minutes. Then we're gonna try to hold our breath as long as we can, hopefully for a minute. Then we're gonna talk a little bit about that, and then we're gonna do a second round and a third round. We'll maybe do a little bit of transition to each round, but we're gonna do 3 rounds of this hyperoxygenation. I call it a power moment, okay? Let's go for 2 minutes now, hyperoxygenating. Don't worry how long your breaths are. Don't worry about how deep your breaths are. Everyone works at their own breath. Everyone works at their own pace. Everyone does their deepest and best breath to hyperoxygenate their body. We've got 90 seconds to go. One minute to go. We're all coming into the same moment. We're all breathing together. We're collecting our energy together. 30 seconds to go. Deep, quick breaths now. Deep, quick breaths. Your last, deepest, quickest breath. And your full exhale and hold. If you have to breathe early, that's okay. If you have to breathe early, that's okay. All right?
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge. Okay, so there's our first round. Starting to feel some body heat, right? Starting to feel some heat in the body, starting to warm up, starting to warm up. Yeah, feeling tingly. You may feel
raising the pH level of your body. Every cell in your body is being super oxygenated with oxygen, and we're getting rid of as much of the carbon dioxide as possible. We are really, really putting emphasis. And this is supercharging the system,
energizing our body, collecting ourselves in the moment, coming into the same moment together.
Because present is the only moment where there's actually power. There's no power in the past. There's no power in thinking about the future. The only power is now. You know, it's like that book by Eckhart Tolle. You know,
Right.
So
we are
now.
summoning the power of now.
Yes.
We're summoning it to us
And
right
using
now.
it in our lives.
And using it in our lives.
And everyone around us.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So here's our next 2 minutes. This is our second round. We're going to try again, hyperoxygenating for 2 minutes. Coming into our last 30 seconds here, try to make your breaths as quick and deep as you can, really getting oxygen into your body for the last 30 seconds here. Ten seconds, and then we're going to hold our breaths. we go. Here we go. So we're summoning, we're calling the power, I call it a power moment. You know, things happen during your day. We all got things happening during our day. We get off track, we get reactive to the things. We got to stop being reactive. We've got to respond in our very best way. This is the best way. This is the best way to collect yourself and really take charge of your moments. Is maybe just shut your door, just take some nice deep breaths, draw in your energy and think about who and what you want to put out there, how you want to act. Before you react to the circumstance and what's going on, stop, collect yourself, take a power moment, take 10 minutes, take 12 minutes, oxygenate, and then readdress yourself, put yourself back in the situation. It's our final power moment right now. We're gonna do another 2 minutes, our last time. Let's take charge. Let's power ourselves up one more time. Taking charge right here at the beginning of the day. Taking charge of our day, powering ourselves up, stepping into our power right here, right now. Collecting ourselves, making ourselves vulnerable, putting ourselves out there, and taking some action, some breath action right now. This is the action we're taking. We're taking breath action. We're taking thought action, intentional actions of thought and breath work. Last 30 seconds as quickly as you can with your breaths, as much oxygen in as you can. Awesome. So when you're holding that breath in, you want to be thinking about the power that you have inside of you, not thinking about the problem around you. You want to be thinking about the power that you have inside. You want to be reassuring yourself of your power. I am the power. I am the creator. I have the power to create change in my life. It's what I think and say that creates my reality. No one else is to blame. I am fully responsible for what transpires in my life. I am the creator of my life. I take full responsibility for my life from this point going forward. Absolutely. Okay. The next breath that I want to introduce is a balancing breath. Okay, so we powered ourselves up with our intentions. We've done some breath work. Now I want to do a balancing breath. So what I've got here is I've got a metronome that's going to just help us keep track of time a little bit. Okay, just so that we know what's going on with our time. Let's start the metronome. I'm just doing a 71 beats per minute. Hopefully you can hear that. Similarly, we're going to be working on 2-minute rounds. I like the 2-minute rounds. Let's see if we can do 3 2-minute rounds. So it's really 6 minutes of breath work, a little bit of coaching time in between just to talk about it, just to intend, just to speak, because it's our thoughts and our words that matter. We've got this chime going on. It's an 8 count. It gives us a little bit of a different sound at the 4 count, and it gives us a little bit of a different sound at the 8 count. It's really at the 4 count that we get a little bit of a different sound. So we can recognize 8 counts there. We can recognize 8 counts. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to balance our breath, because what happens during our day is something happens and then we get into this shallow breathing, or we get into this breath holding. And that changes our pH inside of our body.
Lowers your vibration.
Lowers our vibration. We start holding more acid in the body, more carbon dioxide in the body. We hold more acid in the body from our breath. We hold more acid in our body from our foods. We hold more acid in our body from our thoughts and our words. They stir up hormones in our body that affect our internal physiology. So what we're doing is we're changing our internal physiology with actions. Breath action, thought action, breath action, exercise action, nutrition action. We're taking control of our lives by taking control of the things that we can control.
We want to take out those stress hormones. We want to take out all those catalysts for disease and illness.
We want to reduce. We want to reduce the negative
cortisol, the adrenaline
hormones, the destructive hormones, the hormones that destroy our body. They're great hormones for the fight or flight response. They're necessary. I'm not saying they're bad. We don't want to say them as bad and good, but we need them. But when they're in the body for chronic, when we're dealing with stress over a chronic period of time, then they break us down and create sickness and disease. We need them. They're valuable. They're important. But when they get chronically stimulated in our body, they cause problems and havoc in our body. They age our bodies. So we want to reduce the stress hormones and increase the feel good, the endorphins.
Yes.
Right? We want to maximize the endorphins. This is what we're doing. We're seizing this with emotion, which is movement and breath, and with what I call unfooding, which is feasting and fasting. Okay, we got the breath work going on right now. We're collecting ourselves right now with the balancing breath. So things happen during our day. You know, we're setting ourselves up with intentions to start our day, but you know what? We're going to go out into our day and shit's going to happen to both of us, all of us. But we want to try to make sure we maintain balance. So, you know, something happens during your day. Here's a balancing breath. It's a way you can grab a metronome. You can throw it on your phone. It doesn't cost anything. You can grab it for free. And you can just shut your door and slow yourself down with a balancing breath. And I'm just giving you tools that you can use. You don't have to use them. You can use them if you like. These are just tools that I use for myself to take control and take power and take charge of my life. The balancing breath, I've got eight chimes going. We want to try to breathe in for 8 and breathe out for 8. We're trying to balance our in breath and our out breath. We're trying to balance the carbon dioxide and oxygen, rebalance this in our bodies. For the first 2 minutes, I just want you to try to get used to that in breath and out breath. How long, how slow you got to breathe in to get to 8. How long, how slow you got to breathe out to get to 8, to make it even. Learn the balance. Take the first 2 minutes to just get used to that. 30 seconds left to practice this balancing breath. 8 chimes in and 8 chimes out. Awesome. So there's our first 2 minutes. It's just giving us a chance to kind of get used to listening to the chimes while we're breathing, right? It's kind of like you're chewing gum and walking at the same time. It's like trying to do 2 things at the same time. I'm breathing and I'm also focusing on something outside of myself, a sound, right? Teaching you to do 2 things at the same time because that's necessary to create change in your life. But also we're teaching you how to just balance your breath, and we're giving you the experience of actually doing it and feeling what that feels like. When I take charge of my breath like that, when I balance my breath like that, that I feel a calming. I feel like a balance happening in my body and life. And this is what's required for us to stay in our best place more often during our day. Now, for the next 2 minutes, what I want to add is I want to add a pause. So we're going to do an 8 count in, then I want to hold for 8 seconds, and then I want an 8 count out, and then we're going to hold for 8 seconds on the expiration. So it's an 8 count in breath, hold for 8, an 8 count out breath, and a hold for 8. Practice it for 2 minutes. So I really love the balancing breath because I feel like it gives me that pause time. And in that pause time, I really like to be reflective about what I'm thinking about. And I'm affirming to myself that I'm the power, that I'm in control, that I'm taking charge of my life, that I am love, that I love myself, that I'm loving all of me, that I'm inviting all of me to come up, all the parts that are hidden, anything that I don't know. I'm inviting any thoughts and words and things and emotions that are trapped in me to come up and expose themselves to me. Let me see them. Let me learn about them. Let me know about them so that I can change them, so that I can heal them, so that I can heal them with my love, so that I can give myself a hug, so that I can give love to me. I am the power. I am the loving power that has the power to change my life. Now, for the third round of balancing, I want to introduce the centering breath, which is really not any different than the balancing breath, except for what I'm going to do to call it a centering breath is I'm saying I don't have my metronome with me. I've just gotten used to that timing, and I'm kind of doing that count in my own head. So if you're out and about and you get into something and you don't have your metronome with you, or you don't have anything with you, but you want to collect yourself, you can just sit for a moment and count that chime out inside of your own head and take control of your own moment. So for the next 2 minutes, let's just practice a little bit of balancing breath, centering breath, I call it, trying to keep an 8 count in your own mind. Try to breathe in for 8, try to hold for 8, try to release for 8, try to pause for 8, try to be intentional in your mind that you're loving yourself, that you're embracing yourself, that you're healing your body and your life, and that you're changing your life with your own power, with your own loving energy. Practice that centering breath now. So just practicing that for another 45 seconds. I'm just going to do a little coaching for you while we're all practicing this together. It's an in-breath for 8. It's a hold for 8. It's a release for an 8 count. And then it's a pause and a hold for 8 count. So it's an in-breath for 8. Then it's an intentional hold. And you can be counting for 8 or thinking about loving yourself, embracing yourself, stepping into your power. Then you're releasing your energy gently. You're allowing your energy to move freely through you. And then you're waiting, pausing for 8 before you do it again. So each in-breath, you're trying to draw up, summon up, call up your energy with your in-breath in. You hold that breath inside. You hold that energy inside. You incubate that energy inside you. And then you allow that energy to move freely through you, outward into your life. Your loving energy, you're sharing it with your world. That's thought, that's word, that's intention, that's action, that's breath. The action is breath. Okay, so that's something we can learn. That's something we can practice. That's something we can rehearse. Okay?
Cultivate.
Practice.
Like a farmer.
Like a farmer tending to his garden.
Your mind garden.
Your mind, getting the weeds out of your garden.
That's right.
Right? So we've just taken, 2 10-minute segments. We've done 20 minutes of breath work, right? We've powered ourselves up with thought and word and action. We spent a half an hour. just fucking prepping ourselves for our best. The next thing we're going to do now is we're going to start to move. We're going to get our bodies into some movement, right? So let's go on to the next aspect. We're introducing now emotion. Now, emotion is a combination of movement and breath. We're bringing them together because we're humans. Humans move. That's what humans do. We move around. We engage with life. We move around and engage with life. And life is all about going here, going there, doing this and doing that. And we are just practicing. We're just practicing life here with our movements, right? So first I like to do with emotion is I like to do my static movements. So I like to begin with, you know, my holds and my stretches. My holds and my stretches. So let's just get into some positions and hold ourselves in that position for a while and allow lactic acid to build up in our bodies and heat to build up in our bodies. We got our clock chimes going every 30 seconds. So we'll try to hold positions for 30 seconds. Awesome way to do it. Or you can hold positions for a certain number of breaths, 3 or 5 breaths if you don't have a clock chime. Whatever you prefer. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Let's drop down, first of all, into a position that activates really all the biggest muscles in my body. Those big thighs, hamstrings, glutes. I want to activate those muscles. I want to call them into action. So I'm dropping down into a squat hold and I'm allowing those muscles to fire up. Once they start moving and calling for energy, they want to breathe. So they're gonna get my body breathing. There's 30 seconds. I got a strong guy with me here today. Let's see if we can push it out to a minute here. Just starting off by firing ourselves up. But if you got to take a break anytime, feel free to take a break. You don't have to do what we do. You don't have to keep up with us. But we're going for a minute here. Just moving, just static holds to start it off. A static hold, breathing, hyperoxygenating, thinking about it, speaking about it, taking action on it. All right, okay? So there we go. We're already starting to fire up our muscles, right? Our bodies are starting to breathe. We're starting to move. I'm going to drop myself back down into my squat, but I'm going to come down a little lower. This is one of my favorites. It's a low squat where I try now to add some flexibility. I want to try to open up my knees, right? After I wake up in the morning, you know, sometimes we got tightness and soreness in our bodies. You want to try to push out and create range of motion. We want to open up our body. So any tightness or resistance I've got in my hips, I'm trying to open it up. I want to look up. I want to try to create an extension in my spine by looking upwards, right? I'm opening up through my inner thighs. I'm relaxing through my hips. I'm relaxing through my lower back. I'm pressing on my knees. I'm working on my low squat there. All right, our next one I like to do, and there's no specific order. I've got some of my favorites. Here's my extension. When we're sleeping at night, we're flexed over. So we tend to be in the fetal position when we sleep. This is a resting place for us. Flexion is a rest, and extension is an excitement. It's an excitement. It's a wake up. It's a wake up for the body, right? So I'm just going to extend myself up as high as I can, straighten out my arms, ground myself down into the earth, and gaze up to the heavens. Gaze up to the sky, to the sun, if you will, to the above, right? Looking up, extending, that's how the body wakes up naturally. Just extension of the spine wakes up the body. Just holding ourselves in full extension and breathing there. Nice deep breaths there. Excellent. Okay. So now we've completed some extension. Let's go the other way. Let's go for a nice full flexion. Let's come on over. Let's reach for the toes. Reaching for the toes. Allowing the lower back to hang over. Allowing the glutes and hips to hang out. Just static holds to warm the body up. Get the body breathing a little bit more. Breathing a little more deeply. Nice full breaths. Awesome. And I want to be very intentional with my breaths. I want every breath that I take to be drawing up my energy. Every inhale breath, I'm pulling up my energy. And with every exhale breath, I'm allowing my energy to move through my body. Each breath in, I'm drawing up my energy. And with each exhale, I'm allowing my energy to move through my body. And this is a practice of building my day one moment at a time. Each breath. Sometimes I can be in a circumstance, but I can just settle myself with my breath and not react to the circumstance. Just try to fall into my breathing. Just try to fall into my breathing. Here's my next one. I'm going to work into a little bit of length in my inner thighs and hamstrings. A forward lunge. I'm on my toe in the back here. I'm on my toe in the back. I got my front foot grounded down flat to the floor. I got my hands to the inside of my foot. I'm forward lunging. I'm stretching out my back hip flexor. I'm stretching out my front hamstring. My inner thighs are stretching. And I'm working on my breath there. Breathing in with each inhale, breathing my energy up. And with each exhale, allowing my energy to move freely through my body. Breathing up my energy with intention. And allowing my energy to move through freely with my intention. Switching to the other side. Let's get the other leg forward. Right, I got both hands to the inside of my front foot. I'm forward lunging my back leg nice and straight. I'm improving my flexibility here in my thighs, in my hamstrings. And I'm intending to move my energy around my body, my thoughts. I'm intending with each breath to draw up my energy. So first and foremost, this is an intentional practice. This is a practice of intention. This is a practice. This is something that I've got to practice to get good at. My intentions trigger and stimulate the feelings, the response. So I'm intending, I'm taking an action, and I'm breathing, and then now the feeling comes about. That's the imagination. The imagination creates the feelings. We can add imagination to our breath work. We can add imagination to our workout even. Our next one, let's get back into our lunge and let's add some rotation to our lunge. So we're going to get back into our lunge position. We're going to work on our internal, external rotation. So I'm going to open up my hand and inhale my hand up. And exhale my hand down. Inhale my hand up. And exhale my hand down. Inhale my hand up. Exhale my hand down. Inhale my hand up. Internal, external rotation, rotating while I'm in my forward lunge stretch, opening up my chest and shoulders while I'm stretching and strengthening through my lower body. Same thing on the other side. Other leg's going to come forward. Let's work on internal and external rotation over there. So moving, breathing, and then the last bit is the imagination. Thinking about loving yourself. Imagining loving yourself. Imagining healing yourself in your life with your own loving energy. Imagining being the power in your life. Imagining being the creator of everything in your life.
You are the power. You are the creator. You create the life you want.
How does that feel? How would that feel? Imagine it. How would you feel if you were the power in your life, if you had the power to take charge of whatever you wanted to in your life? So listen, I want to get some extension here, a deep extension here. We're going to drop into a cobra position where I'm straightening out my arms. If you have to drop down to your elbows, that's okay. If you can do it on your with your straight arms, awesome. I'm dropping down to my knees and I'm straightening out my arms or down on my elbows, and I'm creating extension in my spine. I'm stretching out through my abdomen. I'm stretching out through my hips, and I'm breathing fully there. Fully and intentionally, my breaths. Awesome. And we'll just offset that deep spinal extension. We'll come the other way into a child's pose there. Just dropping ourselves down, relaxing through the hips, relaxing through the lower back, just flexing over there and just intentionally breathing there for 2 or 3 breaths. Awesome. So after working on some static holds, and there's others that I do, and I'll introduce others to you as well. After spending some time loosening up my body wherever I feel tightness or resistance for the day, then I want to do some dynamic stuff where I'm actually starting to move a little bit more. And while we're moving, I really want to be conscious about that breathing. So we're going to drop ourselves down into our squat. And then we're going to come up and extend. And I really want to focus on an inhale there, because that's what the body does, is it flexes over and it extends up. And I want to coordinate movement with breath. I want to exhale over and inhale up. Exhale over and inhale up. Let's practice that for a minute. Moving your energy around with your intention.
People have a tendency to hold their breath. Breathe.
Excellent. All right. A little bit more movement. Let's work on our inner thighs a little bit here, our glutes and our hamstrings. We're going to work on our side lunges. So I'm coming over to one side, I'm stretching out, straightening out the leg, coming over to the other side, stretching out and straightening out the leg. Lean over to one side, lean over to the other side. Let's work on that one for a minute. And as you open up, you may want to adjust and go a little deeper as you loosen up. And it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter how far you can go. Don't worry about comparing yourself to myself or Rob. Just work at your own level, at your own pace, leaning over to one side, leaning over to the other side. Just a little bit of dynamic movement and breath. That's the most important thing, is that you are claiming power of your day, over your day. You are taking charge of your day. You are the power. Step into that power. Believe you are the power. Think it, say it, know it. Imagine being the power in your life. Imagine having that power, that collecting that thought and intention and feeling inside of yourself is actually what you need to step into your abundance, to heal your relationship, to fix your pain, to overcome your addiction, to change your life in any way that you need to fix, heal, or change your life. The next one we're going to do is we're going to add some balance. So I'm going to get us up tall, and I'm going to try to have us work on a full flexion and a nice extension. So I'm opening up my chest and shoulders to extend myself. I want to draw up my energy, and I want to allow my energy to move freely through me with each breath. Where do you feel tightness or resistance in your body? Soften it. Allow it to move through. Switching sides, other knee nice and high, chest out, shoulders back. Awesome. Awesome. So that's a little bit of front balance. Let's make sure we get some balance for the back of the body. Let's work on a spinal extension balance. Just going to lift and extend out the body. Lifting your back heel, pointing your back toe. Straighten out your arms or open up your arms, whatever you prefer, right? We're going to extend our bodies, pulling back from the back of the body. Same thing on the other side here. Let's extend ourselves out. Awesome. And I want to finish off a couple more today. I want to finish off with some of the most explosive things. If you go check out what the NFL does to check power and strength, athletes check their power and strength by their ability to leave the earth. The vertical jump is the true test of power. Jumping. If you can't jump, we're just going to go down and up onto your tippy toes. If you can jump, let's try 10 or 15 of your very best jumps. It should be a big, quick inhale. Your best vertical jump. Try and pull your knees into your chest when you come up. Very explosive, very exciting for your body. Getting your body panting, out of control with your breath. Just got to collect yourself. Sparking your body, stimulating your body, changing your body's physiology, triggering the hormones in your body to act. Growth hormone release, adrenaline release, serotonin, dopamine. We're taking charge of our moment. We're taking charge of our here and now. Let's finish off today with one more strength and power, strength and length activity. We're going to drop ourselves down for a spider lunge and a push-up. So I'm going to step up, stretch out, step up on the other side, stretch out, and then drop down for the push-up. Step up, strength and length, step up, strength and length, and then drop down for our push-up. Let's try whatever's good for you. If you got to drop to your knees for your push-ups, that's all well and good. Let's try 5 to 10, whatever you like. Stretch, strengthen, and power push. Woo! I feel good, man.
I feel great.
I feel good, man.
I feel supercharged.
I feel supercharged, right?
Take on the day.
Yeah. We took it from the beginning to start our day. We started our day together.
Yep.
We built our day together, right? We started with our thoughts and words. We moved on to our breath work. We were very intentional. We got into our movement, our static holds, and then we got into a little more dynamic movement, strength, and balance. And we finish it all off by reminding ourselves that the feelings that we're feeling are a result of the things we're thinking, saying, and doing. So if we take charge of the things we're thinking, saying, and doing, then we're going to start feeling better. Feeling is the result of imagination. You can imagine yourself where you want to be. Imagine yourself, imagine your goal. Imagine your relationship not as it is, but the way that you want it to be. Imagine your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your partner, your relationship with your kids, with your clients, with your business, with your career, with your future. You're optimistic about your future, and you imagine yourself in the way that you want to give back to your world. What's the mark you want to leave here before you're gone? Legacy. Your legacy. Begin with the end in mind. Yeah, man. Super day. Thank you for watching.
Believe and achieve.
Believe. If you believe.
You believe it, you can achieve it. See it in your mind, make it happen. I'm living proof.
There we go. Have yourself a super awesome, terrific day.